Cracking a huge code in the Serban mystery. Next on Music Surgery with me, Dr. Bob. Hey you guys, quickly before we get started, please hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. And don't forget to check out the Doctor's Lounge, my store, and the links to some great samples below in the description of this video. If you don't know Serban Gania's work, he is the #1 mixer on the planet and has been for many years. But he's also the most secretive mixer on the planet. He's rarely given an interview or talked about his process. Well, let's check out what the folks at Make Believe Studios have uncovered and created in a plugin for us about this little known piece of gear that Serban uses. All right, you guys, great stuff this week. Let me start out really quickly saying that I never wanted to be a product review guy, any of that. I just wanted to show what I do when I mix, when I produce, when I arrange, write, whatever. But what I've found out as this channel continues is that sometimes showing a technique really does involve showing a piece of gear or a plugin. And what you find out in your own situation, you find out it's just like everyone else that mixes or produces. You collect pieces of equipment that help you give the sound that you want. And that never ends. And I found something this week that is definitely that for me. The Mixhead by Make Believe Studios, and I also think they're in cahoots with Metric Halo. I don't know how that works, but this is what Serban Gania, I don't know if I'm saying his last name right. I've heard it a million different ways. I even heard it from someone who was an assistant from him, and I can't remember how they said it. But this is a tape head that does saturation, it does EQ, it does compression. The compression can turn into limiting. I mean, it's based on this thing, the Machine Head by SPL. So, let me turn it off or bypass it, play you some music, and then show you why this is just giving me 10% right off the bat, more of what I want. Now with it on. I mean, the low end and the low mid-range is just unbelievable. I mean, if I have a plug-in that does that to a mix, I'm in. I mean, that's absolutely fantastic. And I'll show you the way I kind of go through plugins is, let me see, I went, they have a ton of presets. I went right to Serban and clicked the one, apply. Now, how cool when you get Serban's preset, it turns gold, of course, because his mixes are gold. And if you don't know who Serban is, every huge pop hit in the last 15 years, maybe 20 years, is him. He's the biggest mixer on the planet, does a lot of pop music. This song isn't necessarily pop, it's more of a rock thing, but it's what I was working on when I got the plug-in and I put it on. It's amazing. So this is, so when I go through a plug-in, I'll go, hey, why not try Serban's preset, which he actually made, and see what I can do. So this is without it. Messing with the tape speed definitely changes the low end. Watch, I'll hit tape speed here. There's something about that one that's amazing. So I'm trying to get the input and the drive, kind of find a happy balance between that. I think the input hits the internal compressor harder. Like I said, I'm not really going to read up on this. I'm gonna turn knobs to see if this is something that really adds to my music, and as you can tell, it totally does. I mean, that's amazing. And when you start to tweak the Serban preset, it turns back to red because you're not on his gold yet. But anyway, super cool. And this is what, this is what he uses. He has used the hardware piece for years, and there's a quote on the internet by him saying, hey, I've used it for years, but now there's an awesome plug-in, and I can use it in a bunch of different configurations. So I know that he has backed this plug-in. Never hear much about Serban, but hey, his mixes, his pop mixes, whether you like that kind of music or not, what he's doing is amazing. And I could see how even putting on this on vocals could maybe tame some resonant frequencies. I just got it, put it on this mix bus when I was working on this track, and I love it already. So let's see, it's $99. It's going to go up to $179, and I think that's a great deal. I mean, $99 is to get me that much difference just messing around with it, with the low end and the low mids and some nice drive and complex plug-in, but it's awesome stuff. So if it's good enough for Serban, it's definitely good for us. Well, there you go. There's a lot going on under the hood of this thing, and the results are fantastic. A new permanent fixture on my mix bus, and I don't have many new ones very often. Click the link below for details. Thanks as always for watching. Give me some comment love and a thumbs up below, and hit me at drbobmusicsurgery@gmail.com if you want to say hello or you want me to work on your music. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I'll see you the next time the doctor's in.